My name is Bryant, and my wife Lisa and I have been at Grace since March 2016. I'm involved in guest services. I am one of the co-leads in the host ministry, which are basically the ushers, where we shepherd people in every week and try to make their environment as comfortable as possible. I've been in church all my life. I mean, I grew up in North Carolina, grew up in the church, Sunday school, church all day kind of thing. Came to Grace from another church. My wife and I had felt the pull that we were needed someplace else. For me and my wife, I mean, we've always felt like, you know, God wants us to give. He, you know, blesses us with what we have so we can give, whether it's giving to the church, helping someone who's in need, and vice versa. I mean, it's an obedience thing, really, because, you know, it's God's anyway. I mean, He's made a way for us to actually be able to make a living. So we feel like we're compelled to do something with it. Instead, I mean, He's not going to give us more if we're trying to hoard everything that we have. He wants us to be generous in other ways. And I think sometimes we're so concerned about the things responsibilities that we might have, whether it's, you know, taking care of our families, our immediate families, or taking care of other things or doing other things that we want to do. Sometimes it kind of gets us off track, and we can sometimes forget about it. And I've been through that in my life where I thought the other things were more important than actually starting with God. And He has found a way to bring me back to where now I realize, you know, as I've gotten older, I realize that it all comes from Him anyway. And it is a work in progress. Everybody's at a different place. And, you know, there's this thing where people try to determine where, you know, what should I give? How should I give? It's really about being obedient and being consistent in whatever it is. And that is between you and God. And that's what I have come to believe. It's between me and Him and what I decide to do, as long as I'm consistent with it. I see what's happening in Grace. God is on the move. The church is going someplace, and we feel like we're on the right path with it because we're going places as well. If I could communicate anything to anyone about living generously, it would be, you know, it's all God's. It's all God's, and He's only asking for a portion of it back. He's asking for a portion of it back to see if you're going to be obedient to His word, not because He needs our money. He doesn't need our money. He wants to see how obedient you're going to be in doing what He's asked us to do. I want to be obedient, and I also want to be an example in serving, also giving. And I've always felt like I haven't done enough as far as going out to bring other people into the fold, and that is giving my testimony or just letting them know what God has done in my life. And this particular, I mean, at this stage in my life, I feel like I am better equipped to do that. I've always been hesitant to do it, but because I didn't feel like I was equipped to do it. I feel more equipped to do it in this particular situation. I mean, we've seen, since we've been here in the 5 years, the church grow. I can't imagine what it's going to look like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, what it's going to look like. I mean, and the opportunity to be a part of that, to be a part of something that's bigger than us, and being obedient to, you know, the charge that God has given Pastor Shay. I mean, it is exciting because we're going to be a part of something that, like I said, is going to be bigger than us, and it's going to be bigger than Grace too. I mean, we just have to do our part. God is He's actually going to do most of the work. He just wants us to be his foot soldiers.